Well, hello once again. Welcome to my porch. The renovation is actually completed now, but we still haven't had a chance to move everything back into place and clean up the living room. So at least one more video out here like this with nature and urban life singing its song. And what are we doing today? Today we are doing some Highland whiskies in order to, well, see how good they are, but also to celebrate the Signatory 100 Proof Edition series, which in my opinion is like maybe the best thing to happen to Scotch in the last decade or so. One of the best things. It's in the middle of this overheated market. This has been an absolute blast of cooling, refreshing air. And yes, I know the ones in the U.S. are more expensive, and they actually made it 100 American proof, so it's 50% versus 57.1. I don't care. The international releases are around. They're freaking everywhere. And for the money you're paying, they are fantastic. So what are these? Well, basically, these are Signatory vintage independent bottler from Scotland. Kind of just dumping a lot of barrels onto the market at very, very, very cheap prices in order, I'm guessing, in order to get cash, to make a quick buck, because I'm guessing they are well aware of where the whiskey market seems to be headed. And this relates to what I've talked about in the past. Is we're heading into a glut. There's a lot of whiskey around, but it's not. The glut isn't affecting everything. It's not a universal glut this time, like it was kind of like at the turn of the 80s. What I mean is you're going to see, as I've said, a kind of K shape in the. You know what I mean? Like a K shape in the pricing in the next couple of months or years. What I mean by that is the blue chips, your Bowmores, your Springbanks, stuff like that. That's still going to be super duper expensive because the collectors and the rich people are still going to be willing to pay silly prices for those kinds of things. And bottlers and producers are going to try to wring every single buck they can out of their bottles and their barrels. Oh, I don't. my laptop is being difficult today. But so that means that the glut effect is mainly going to be hitting, your Tormores, your Tianiniks, your Milton Duffs, maybe some large distilleries too, Kalila to some extent, but it's really going to be hitting the stuff that bottlers and producers are going to be dumping that stuff off at very, very mild margins, or even at losses, in order to kind of shore up cash. So yeah, it is. This is a kind of preview of where I think the market is going, but it's also just like these are very good, well-priced whiskeys. What have we got? We got a Tullibardine. We have got a Glen Ord, one of my all-time favorite distilleries. We've got a Macduff, big sleeper Macduff. We have got a Blair Athol. I don't think I've reviewed a Blair Athol on the show before. And of course, to finish things off, we'll do a Peter, we'll do an Ardmore. So all from the Highlands, different parts of the Highlands. Let us taste these and see how they are. Okay, starting off, all these are bottled at 100 British proof, 57.1% alcohol. This is a Tullibardine, 2015, aged 9 years. It's 100 proof edition number 44. First and second Fill Oloroso Sherry Butts, unchillfiltered, no added color. That's also going to hold for the rest of the series. I did taste an officially bottled Tullibardine not too long ago, because they're under new ownership, and I was not super duper impressed. But Tullibardine, it's one of those interesting little like Midlanders, kind of Central Highlanders that it's off most people's maps, but they can, in a good cast, they can show you a thing or two. Let's see what this one's got. Okay. On the nose, hot chocolate. Enormous amounts of hot chocolate. Like, not like cheap, crappy grocery store packet hot chocolate with the sad little marshmallows. This is like actual proper. You broke out the cacao and like some really good milk, and you boiled the stuff on the stove. That's what this smells like. Along with that, quite a lot of apple cheese, one of my all-time favorite notes. It's basically apple toffee, you can think of it that way, but sweetened with honey, so there's a honey characteristic here. Certainly some orange, too. There's like it's not a chocolate orange thing. It's more like, the little candies where they're chocolates, but they have like an orange liqueur interior? That's kind of what this smells like. So break apart one of those. I mean, the sherry is very, very obvious, but the kind of fruity, happy character that Tullibardine can do is also kind of pushing through. There's a little graininess. There's some cream of wheat. A couple of stones. Not sure what kind. Like I don't know, forest rocks. But yeah, the chocolate, the hot chocolate aspect is really ruling this. It's hot chocolate that you dumped orange liqueur into. That's really what this smells like. And I'm into it. I mean, this is this is under 40 euros a bottle. So for the price they're asking, you will have to pay shipping. If you were not buying this in Europe, but still, on the palate. This is fabulous. It's absolutely the wrong weather for this. This is much, 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 much more of like a fall, wintry kind of dram. But this is, especially for the price point, this is fabulous. On the palate, again, lots of hot chocolate, orange peel, bergamot as well. Apple cheese. Tons of apple cheese in the house. A lot more rockiness on the palate. Stones, even like a couple of like broken bricks, something like that. Black pepper, intense black pepper. Some pear, honey. I guess that goes along with the apple cheese thing. It's lightly floral, but not. It's really. This is all about chocolate and fruit, really. I guess the orange liqueur thing, aside from the orange peel, sure, let's go with that. Which orange liqueur? It's not one of the obvious ones. This is some not so obvious orange liqueur. Let's go with that. And again, it's a kind of grainy. Some kind of cereal. What is that? Like almost like a whole grain Cheerios. It's absolutely Cheerios, not Honey Nut. This is just straight up regular Cheerios. Really good mouth presence on this. It's good texture. Hangs on for a while. And, the finish is pretty dominant by the structural stuff, the bitters. Some overstewed tea, the pepper, but the fruit hangs in for a decent little length of time. Pretty good mouth length on this. We're hitting my throat a little bit. I'm enjoying that. I mean, for the price point, if you don't mind having a bottle that says Tullibardine on it and having to explain to your friends, yeah, it's a distillery in if you're kind of like made a line from Glasgow to Edinburgh and then kind of like went up to make a triangle a little bit, maybe it's Tullibardines are kind of right. If you don't mind explaining that to your friends, because it doesn't say frickin' Macallan or Ardbeg on it, this is a fabulous deal. But I'm not going to score it until I give it some water. Let's just give it a couple of squirts. If the official bottlings were like this, man, there would be a lot of distilleries that would be in trouble. Yes. Okay, moving on to a distillery I have raved about in the past, Glen Ord. This is a 2012 12-year-old in bourbon barrels this time, first fill. Some of these, the 100 proof series gets a reputation for bringing a lot of overbearing sherry to the table. But I think that's a little bit unfair. There's a fair number of bourbon casks just kind of thrown in there. And so if that's more of your thing, they sell those too. All right, Glen Ord, Northern Highlander, but at the more southerly end of the Northern Highlands, so not that far from Inverness. Really interesting distillery. Also, they have a maltings that provides malt to a lot of the big old Diageo distilleries in that area, including Talisker, I think Clynelish. So give these guys some credit. On the nose. Oh, I mean, the Tullibardine is not subtle. It is loud and proud about being a hot chocolate bomb. This is much more, delicate and fingertip. I mean, it's not. When I say delicate, I don't mean it's quiet and subtle. It's like there's some power here, but it's much more like you have to think about this one. You have to think about what it is doing. So right away, I get some sour apple, lemon peel, lime peel. There's a hint of waxiness to this for all you Clynelish nerds. It's a little bit in there, but that's not that much. Pear as well. Quince. I mean, just name all of those, that entire class of fruit. Really a lot on apple, though. There's a cider element to this. And vanilla. I mean, it smells a little bit like a white Rioja. If you've ever had like a really old school white Rioja, the grape, Vera, has a sort of intense sour apple character. You put some American oak on top of that, that's what this smells like. But then there's some pebbles, some like seaside stones. Oh, and it's graininess as well. On this, what kind of graininess? I should start naming like breakfast cereals, because Cheerios worked out really well. What is this? Cinnamon Toast Crunch. There's a little bit of a Cinnamon Toast Crunch thing. Yeah. There's a lot going on. I feel like if I were inside in my man cave, I would be able to pull more notes out of this, but this is really delicate fruit. No, there's a little bit of an herbaceous edge to this too. Some basil, sage. Camphor. Sure. So it's a little bit like, dirty, grungy too, but also extremely fruity. I love Glen Ord. I love this stuff. And just a little bit of like English breakfast tea in there too on the palate. Is my computer going to hold out while I taste all this? Oh my god. Oh. Those of you who are spending $150, $200 plus to buy independent bottlings of Clynelish, I am begging you. I implore you. Spend like 40 odd euros plus shipping of your money. Buy this bottle and just see what you think about it, because I think you will be extremely impressed. So the notes are good. There's a lot of carryover from the nose. Lots of apple, sour apple, cider, white Rioja, pear, peach. But it's not just like the fruit. There's also like apple core, like bitterness. There's some peach pit happening. Vanilla, of course. Lemon, lime. Let's go with the Cinnamon Toast Crunch thing. Oh yeah, sure. Absolutely. Lots of fun notes on this. Rocks, again. That camphor thing. A little... something grungy, dirty, hard to like... almost a sweaty... like an old sweat sock kind of character to this, but nice. But what's remarkable about this is not the notes. It's the way this delivers what it has. It has this big explosion of fruit up front. Yeah, fruit and vanilla and oaky goodness up front. And then it just kind of snakes its way through your mouth, dropping off little flavor bombs. Black pepper, black tea, savory stuff, the sweaty sock thing. This is good. Like that. I was complimenting the Tullibardine on its mouth presence. This is better. The fact that this is in this series means there are stores around the world that were probably offered like little casky samples of this to pick as like a barrel pick, and they said no, and that's ridiculous to me. This is fabulous whiskey. Oh, there's some more rocks in this. Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm guessing 5. I'm not gonna hurry this along before my computer runs out of power. All right, next up is a Macduff. Macduff, Eastern Highlander. I don't think I've ever reviewed a Macduff on this channel, but they're really fun. Kind of under the radar distillery. It's a grungy one. You know, I've gotten some like corked wine, almost newspapery notes in Macduff before, also known as Glendeveron. But you get a good one, and they are fabulous whiskeys, especially with some age, and very under the radar. So I'm curious to see what this one is. Is this? I should have written down the cask, but from the color, I would guess mild sherry influence. I should have written it down. By the way, you will notice that there's a distinction between the regular 100 proofs and the Exceptional Cask. I think the difference is just they're charging more money and they're a little bit older. I think that's the difference. And the label's black. Okay, much more, a little bit more withdrawn on the nose of this Macduff. I am getting some honeycomb. Honeycomb, like pear compote, something like that. Some green stuff, parsley, sage. No rosemary or thyme, though. Sorry, I can't finish the song. White pepper. Marmalade, a little bit of marmalade. Some kind of black tea. Not good black tea. This is like Lipton's, but not bad. More pear, quince. A certain graininess to this too. I don't think of a cereal. What cereal is this? It's like a muesli thing. There's a little bit of a fruitiness to this, like a sliced apple and berries kind of character. Some apricot. Okay, it's opening up. Some black pepper. Very light kind of natural leaf cigar thing. Okay, there's something to this. All right. On the palate. I'm not sure if it's beating the Glen Ord, but this is another good one. This is another banger. I mean, geographically, Macduff is kind of on the northern coast of the Eastern Highlands, kind of not too far away from the border of the Speyside, and this really tastes like something like right on the border between the Eastern Highlands and Speyside. It's a very, very fruit forward. Quince probably in the lead, but also a lot of pear, a little bit of apple, marmalade again. Honeycomb again, but like there's also some grungy stuff going on. There's the black pepper, which is I guess is the cask, but like yummy cardboard is the best I can do with that. But I know it sounds gross, but bear with me. I like this. The muesli thing continues in the palate. There's some apricots. But I'm absolutely like it. There's an aspect of this which is just like chewing on paper mache or something, except I'm enjoying it. I feel like I'm that weird 6-year-old kid who was always eating like the paper mache during the class projects, and everyone kind of looked at him weird. There's some herbs on this as well. Basil, even some fennel, interestingly. I mean, I don't think it's beating Glen Ord. I don't think it's quite as good as the Glen Ord, but you know, that could just be my personal taste. But it's another fabulous whiskey. Yeah, I mean, it just is. And Macduff in general is just a seriously underlooked distillery. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let us move on to this is the one I actually bought. The second Exceptional Cask. This is a Blair Athol 2007. 17-year-old in first Fill Oloroso Butts. Same stats as the others, though. Blair Athol, it's another Midlander, another Central Highlands distillery, right next to Edradour, basically. Although if I'm totally honest, I've never, I'm on Team Edradour. I've had some Blair Athols and I've enjoyed them. They're fine. It's certainly not my favorite of the Midlands distilleries, though. But super duper cheap 17-year-old, an absolutely terrifying color. Not going to beat the pricing on this. Let us see if this can turn around my opinion of Blair Athol. I mean, this is really... the word is austere. And normally I like this austere, but this time I'm not so sure. This is dark. This is malevolent stuff. I am getting orange. Like a Grand Marnier kind of thing. But like Grand Marnier marinating tobacco. Put it that way. Yeah, different kinds of tobaccos, rocks, just straight up like roadside gravel thrown in with your tobacco in your big old vat of Grand Marnier. There's a rubber tire aspect to this. What is that? And I've just splashed some on my hand. Oh well. Lots of black pepper. I'm looking for more stuff. It's just not. It's not speaking much. It smells dark and austere. On the palate. I'm going to be honest with you. This is the first thing in the lineup that I really don't like. It's kind of acrid. It's just not in balance. It's not very complex, and it's not in balance. The cask has just burned out all of the distillate, all of the primary fruity characteristics here. I was going to say it's like a big old mouthful of pepper and ash, but no. I mean, you still have that kind of Grand Marnier marmalade kind of thing going on, which isn't terrible. I'm looking for some primary fruit here. There are some rocks. There's some rocks in there. Some mix of tobaccos, Virginias, Burleys. But this is tough. This is not my favorite. For a 17-year-old, even the mouth presence, the development is not that great. I mean, the mouth length everything's happening up front. This is tasting like a much younger whiskey, despite the terrifying color here. The finish is long, but it's all on the kind of acrid, aggressive stuff. There's very little balance here. Yeah. 3 bangers. This one might be a miss. I'll give it some water, see if it opens up a little bit, but hopes are not high. 3, 4, 5. I mean, I guess it's It's a cheap way to get a super duper dark 17-year-old whiskey. That's about all I can say for it right now. But we'll come back. I'm hoping it'll. I'm going to give a little sip. Yeah. Let's move on. We are back in the Eastern Highlands for this Ardmore 12-year-old 2012 from the same series, of course. Let's see what we got. I mean, this is a bourbon cask, right? It has to be a bourbon cask. Right away, peat and vanilla. And that's a magical combination. It will always be a magical combination. It just works. It just works. It's cheap and easy, but it works. Dig a little deeper, you get the kind of fudgy, barnyardy quality that Ardmore does. You can't, when you're tasting this stuff, you can't just say, okay, peat. You have to ask, okay, what kind of peat? Is it like nice, clean Islay Maritime peat? Is it medicinal peat with some burning bandages nearby? In this case, we're talking fudge, confectioner's fudge, with a bunch of like cows and pigs wandering around. Maybe they're pooing sometimes. That's kind of the vibe on this. But it is good. Certainly like a sea breeze element to this, though. There's like a maritime element. There's a little bit of maritime in the Macduff, too, actually, now that I think about it. A little bit of sea breeze, but also some various other rocks, like a I don't know my rocks, like a sandstone kind of thing. Fair bit of fruit too, mainly apples and pears. Oatmeal with honey. I mean, this is, all things being equal, this is pretty safe. This is very much playing straight along the kind of peat and vanilla spectrum of things. Oh, and there's some white pepper on this too. It's not that complicated, but I like it anyways. This is, smells delightful. You've smelled most of this before if you're watching this video, probably. Let's see what we got on the palate. Ooh. This is pretty good, actually. So, okay, it's showing me everything I expected. It's vanilla to peat. You got that. You got your barnyard. You got your vanilla fudge. But then there's a lot of like interesting, like there's some ashy, aromatic ashy things going on here. There's some flowers. No, there's a little bit of floral on the nose, but not very much. Much more on the palate. Florals, oatmeal again. Lots of black pepper, but and then lots of flowers kind of intermittently with the black pepper. This is very good. This is a very good Ardmore. I mean, it could be a hair bit longer in my mouth. We're not hitting my throat at all. But also tremendous mouthfeel. And good finish. These are just good whiskeys, except for the Blair Athol. We're 4 for 5 on this. This is, and these are not expensive. So, yeah, if you were not willing to explore Scotland beyond Springbank and Macallan, you're missing out. Let's give it some water. 4, 5. All right, let's go through these one more time. I've got my Sharpie here, so I'm going to give these some scores. Back to the Tullibardine. Okay, so the kind of chocolate orange, the orange liqueur thing has kind of come out a little bit more. And the cereal thing has really gone in almost a Lucky Charms direction. Let's go with that. But we're still like on the same. We're still on apple cheese, hot chocolate, orange liqueur. Like that's the core of this, and I'm okay with that. Like for something at this price point, I'm okay with that on the palate. I'm your sherry bomb. Yeah, I mean, this is a sherry bomb. That's what this is. But it's a sherry bomb with the distillate peeking through, and it's good, and it's not expensive. This is terrific. Yeah, this is terrific. Changes from before? Not really. Like we're still on lots of hot chocolate, pepper, orangey stuff. But then you got the apple and pear character from the distillate, a little bit of herbaceousness, minerality. This is it. It's kind of it's very complete. Let's put it that way. If you have been looking at the price points of Aberlour, Abernah, all the classic sherry bombs, and whining and complaining that there's no good sherry bombs out there at an affordable price point, shut up and go buy this. I know it says Tullibardine on it, and you're going to have that conversation with your friends, but this is what you want. This is really good. Score-wise, I think this is a strong 87 points. 87 friggin' points for this Tullibardine, and that is a phrase I did not expect to say in this lifetime. 87 points for the Tullibardine. Again, keep an eye on. And I know I'm constantly talking about this in all of my Scotch videos. Keep an eye on the kind of faceless distilleries that no one cares about, because they can do really good stuff. Glen Ord. This is kind of my favorite going into second round. Let's see what we got. Oh. If you're a malt nerd, this is a seductive nose. It's just, the fruit is beautiful. Again, we're on the apple pear kind of spectrum with a little bit of peach. But then there's the pepper thing, the tea thing, vanilla, of course. But then a little camphor, the little like just grungy things. Yeah, this is beautiful. Not a whole lot of change on the nose on these first two, but this was great as it was. Almost a little bit of pineapple now. Yeah, wow. Terrific. On the palate. Oh, this is so good. This is annoyingly good. Jeez, we're flirting with 90 on this, and this is a cheapie. Like, this is like, buy this with couch cushion change. So you got the vanilla, peach, pear, apple side of this, but then there's like a flinty side of this thing. I feel like I'm licking rocks. If anything, this might be a hair bit better with water. Oh my god, this is good. Oh, mind-bogglingly good for this price point. I mean, seriously, what? Why is Diageo not making this? Why does Cardew get its own official bottling line, and this doesn't? It's insane. Can I find a 90? I can't find a 90 on this. But god damn, like the mouth presence on this, the complexity, the power, we're right there. Like, this is an 89. 89 gosh darn points for this cheap leftovers Glen Ord. Go buy this. I mean, go buy both of these, but oh man, okay. I'm gonna keep it together. Gotta keep it together. I've got a little bit of power left on the laptop. On to the Macduff. This was kind of the most reticent on the nose. And it's reticent again. Yeah, like honeycomb. There's some mango on this now. That's fun. It's like mango and paper mache. This is great. Macduff is fun. Macduff is never boring. It may not be your favorite like malt ever, but it's going to put a smile on your face. It's going to be amusing in some way or other. It's a little more pepper on the nose from where it was before. Yeah, the mango is new. Like, this one might have changed the most with the addition of water. Let's see what we got on the palate. These are very good whiskeys. I mean, honestly, any of these three, if they were store picks price, originally in the 80s, 90 territory, like, I would not be complaining. These are very, very good whiskeys. Yeah, this is fun though. Like, it's like maritime mango with some cereal thrown in, like some muesli thrown in. And there's that delicious cardboard paper mache element, some herbaceousness, some florals. This is wild stuff, and I'm all here for it. It's legit. I like this. I think... Let me taste the Tullibardine again. I think with water, the Macduff is actually a little bit better. I'm going to give this an 87 plus. 87 plus points for this. In this little budget lineup. But now, it's the one that was probably dead last coming into this. Second taste through. I really want this to be better. I really want this to be better. No. The nose is not better. It's still very austere. Orange, ash, pepper, industrial stuff, struck matches. Yeah. Give me some more. There's some rocks too. Some pebbles. Let's just do this on the palate. No. It's about the same. It's ashy and orangey, and I don't like it. And there's some rocks in there. I can't put this in the 70s. It's still. It's got enough character there that I'm going to put it in the low 80s somewhere, but it's not getting any higher than that. I'm going to give this 83 points. It just doesn't have balance. It doesn't have complexity. And that's a hard thing to pull off. Like, generally, if you have balance problems, you have complexity problems, but not here. Nope. All right, on to the Ardmore. My computer is telling me it's putting energy saver on, so that's a problem. I'm going to finish this off as quickly as I can. Ardmore. Nose is about the same. It's peat and vanilla and barnyard and some other, fun color things, some fruit on the palate. Ooh. There's some bitter lemon that comes in there. That's fun. I mean, it's following the peat and vanilla formula. It's doing that, but there's so much little extra detail here that need to be there. There's some pear and quince in this, some apple. Some florals, herbs, the Ardmore barnyardy thing. This has a little something. I'm going to give this 88 points. 88 points for this Ardmore 2012. And that is the video. All right, I got to shut this down and go plug my laptop in. So last place, Blair Athol, 83 points. I did not enjoy this really at all. Everything else is fabulous. Tullibardine, 87. Macduff, 16, 87 plus. Ardmore, 88. And this Glen Ord. This is all these are legit, but this is really legit. 89 points. Thanks for watching, and cheers if I can find the off button.